In my last video, I have discussed about the rural and northern immigration pilot program for immigrants. In this video, I am going to discuss about the process of permanent residency in Canada. Before that, let's see the current immigration updates in Canada. Number one, bad news for international students. In last few weeks, a significant issue has been raised among international students because about 70,000 postgraduate work permits will be expired in 2024 and 2025, so they are supposed to get back to their own countries. Therefore, the students have been protesting for a few weeks now. Number two, Canada is reviewing how many long-term visas it grants to foreign students to slow down the immigration population growth in Canada. Number three, college and university transfer restrictions. International students in Canada will no longer be able to change their college or university after arriving in the country without reapplying for study permit. This change ensures the students remain enrolled in the institution for which they were originally granted a visa. Number four, international students PGWP postgraduate work permits. To maximize the chances of securing permanent residency, it is necessary to focus on essential work experience such as healthcare, STEM fields, trades, transportation, agriculture, as well as proficiency in French. Some provinces offer customized programs for students. They are Alberta Graduate Entrepreneur Program, British Columbia International Graduate Category, Manitoba Work Experience Pathway, Newfoundland and Labrador Programs, Nova Scotia International, Ontario Human Capital Category, Saskatchewan Experience Category. Number 5. British Columbia introduced new credential evaluation system. If you are looking for employment, professional licensing or further study in Canada, or if you want your education to be re-evaluated, International Credential Evaluation System ICES can help. Please check the information using the following link. Now let's discuss about the permanent residency in Canada. Permanent residency is one of the immigration status in Canada. In order to become a permanent resident, a person must apply through an immigration program. But a permanent residence is not similar to Canadian citizen. 5 main benefits of permanent residency. Number 1, you can live and work anywhere in Canada. Number 2, you can get access to universal healthcare and social services. Number 3, you can sponsor your family to become a permanent resident. Number 4, your children can study for free. Number 5, you can become a Canadian citizen. People come to Canada under 3 classes: the economic class, family class, and refugee and humanitarian class. Number 1, economic class. Canada has an aging population and low birth rate. To keep up with the Canada's high living standards, country needs more skilled workers to support its labor force and economic growth. These skilled workers arrive with strong language skills, work experience, and education and desire to succeed. Hence, they play a vital role in Canada's efforts to support economic growth and social services such as education and universal healthcare. There are 2 pathways to becoming an economic immigrant in Canada. The first one is under Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. There are 4 categories under this: Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trades Program, Canadian Experience Program, Business Immigration Program. These pathways rely on an online application management system called Express Entry, which is used by Immigration Canada to manage and process applications. The Express Entry system will automatically score an applicant based on their profile and rank them relative to the other candidates in the pool based on the comprehensive ranking system. The highest ranked applications may then be invited to apply for permanent residency. The second one is under regional immigration programs. There are 2 programs under this: Provincial Nominee Program and Quebec Skilled Worker Program, Atlantic Immigration Pilot. In addition to the federal immigration pathways to becoming an economic immigrant, the provinces, territories, and regions also administer their own pathways. This is done through the Provincial Nominee Program for provinces and territories, excluding Quebec and Nunavut, the Quebec Skilled Worker Program, and the Atlantic Immigration Pilot. Check the links for more details. Number 2, family class. These sponsorship programs allow certain family members to become permanent residents of Canada. Since family reunion is vital to Canadian government, family sponsorship programs allow permanent residents to bring family members to Canada with reduced processing times. They can bring their spouses, common law partners, children, parents, and grandparents. If you are a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident over 18 years old and live in Canada and be able to provide basic financial needs of your family members for 3 years, you can sponsor your family member. Number 3, refugee and humanitarian class. When refugees resettle in Canada from overseas, they become permanent residents through the government-assisted refugee program or the private sponsorship of refugee program. If you make a refugee claim in Canada, it does not mean that you will become a permanent resident immediately. To become one, the Immigration and Refugee Board must approve your claim. Then you must apply for an obtained permanent resident status. Number 4, in some specific instances, Canadian citizens or permanent residents may be eligible to sponsor their orphan brother, sister, nephew, niece or grandchild to come to Canada if they are unmarried, under 18 years old and related to you by blood or adoption. Can someone lose the permanent residence status in Canada? Yes. The Canadian government may revoke permanent resident status for one of the following reasons: serious criminality, if an individual achieved permanent residency status by means of misrepresentation or they are unable to meet their residency obligations. Canadian permanent residency does not expire. It continues as long as the government requirements are met. A permanent resident can leave Canada at any time but need to meet their physical present obligations in Canada. Please check the description box for links related to information discussed. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the process of Canadian citizenship in Canada.